Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday, December 10th. Excuse me. I thought it was the 11th this morning for some reason. Somebody came in and asked me when the full moon was, and I told her it was tonight because I thought it was the 11th. For us here in Hawaii, it's going to be the full moon in Gemini at 7:12 in the evening. Okay, and for the rest of the world, basically it's going to be on the 12th. What is it? 6 hours ahead, so that would be what, Pacific time? Pacific time, yeah, 6 hours ahead would put it at 12:12 at 12:12. Okay, so, those people over there, it's about surrendering to a higher perspective, closing out, and unconditional love. So there could be something happening in those states where it happens at 12:12. It would be interesting to take a look at the birth charts just to see, but I don't have that information. Hell, I don't even know what's going to be, where it's going to be at 12:12. All I know is I do for Hawaii, so when I do my astrology, it's always tuned into what's going on over here. Okay, so numbers for the day, 3 and 18. 3 is ideas, communication, traveling. The moon is in Gemini, and Mercury just recently moved into Sagittarius. So a lot of you guys could be busy or getting busy. You could be doing a lot of talking, a lot of paperwork, a lot of filling out forms, getting forms, requesting forms, creating forms, traveling, a lot of errands. Like, let's say you left the house this morning as usual, and you went to go do something, found out you forgot something, and you may have had to go back to the house an additional time. And in fact, you could have gone like 2 or 3 times back to the house because you forgot something. Okay, so there's something missing, a piece missing, a part missing, a tool missing. I don't know, maybe it's kind of hokey. So with the Gemini moon, a lot of times when we have Mercury transits and the moon in Gemini, it can come off like Mercury retrograde. There can be car accidents, there can be miscommunication, you could have issues talking, you could literally be like brain dead, have like zero thoughts, like you can't remember shit. So you may be finding that you could forget things, but also Gemini is about habits and patterns. Actually, let me read you what I've got under Gemini. Okay, Gemini is the peacemaker, right? They're lively and versatile, witty, charming, communicative. Their mind is very sharp, imaginative, and their decisions are more logical than emotional. They are an air sign. Okay, they are fast learners and they have high IQs. Okay, and they thrive on travel. They're free spirits. Okay, because Gemini, like I said, is ruled by Mercury. Mercury has wings, is the winged messenger. Okay, so you could be going, where are we, in Sun in Sagittarius. So you may be trying to learn something, learning how to do something, how to form something, how to create something. I was going to say, like, you're trying to figure out plans, or you're putting together plans by gathering the information, gathering the paperwork, or creating it. I forgot to put my phone on airplane. Hold on, I'm going to pause you for a second. I always forget to do that. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so we already have the moon and the Gemini card right here. I'm just going to say, so we've been rolling into the energy, and I was actually surprised. Usually I roll into the energy of approximately 7 days before, but this full moon is it's an activation for me because I've got a couple things at 19 degrees. Okay, so of course the times when I'm being activated, I can feel it coming in earlier, a little bit earlier. Okay, so basically we are at, it's the 10th. So for us here in Hawaii, it's going to be in 7, 8, 9, 24. It's going to be in 33 hours. I love that number, 33. Okay, so 3, ideas, information, joy, travel, communication, data. Okay, it's also ideas, cooperation, like working together in a teamwork, and it's also celebration. 18 is a powerful joy. You know, adding in the number 3. 18 is the number of healing, and healing through example or showing your healing or teaching how to heal through example. Okay, so this is kind of like joyful healing, and Gemini would be talking about it or listening to it. Okay, and Gemini is also friends and traveling. Okay, Gemini, 3rd house, friends. So you could be listening to people's stories of, I overcame this, or I'm going to overcome this, or I want to overcome this. Or it could be you telling your friends about, yeah, and you know what happened to me? This happened to me, and oh fuck, this is happening to me. So it's kind of like, I want to say, touching base and sharing our daily lives with people in our friend circle, in our social circle. And I do believe, I think I read it somewhere that it's also like cousins. Okay. Cousins, and what else is 3rd house? 3rd house is siblings, friends, neighbors, and community. Okay, so cousins and your neighbors and what I just said, yeah. Sorry guys, see, that's what I was talking about not remembering shit. Okay, so CRS, can't remember shit. Could be somebody named Chris. Okay, so for the shadow side of Gemini, disorganized, inconsistent, superficial, cunning, manipulative, indecisive, restless, flighty, frivolous, high-strung, unhappy, dissatisfied, and irritable. Okay, and then the things that I had gotten for channeling was, of course, car accidents, habits, schedule, patterns of information, formation, information. Okay, then I was also getting forms, informs, informant, informer, forms in, science, electron, photon, gossip, static, road rage, speeding, using cars as a weapon, like driving into or blowing up a car, carjacking, car pileup, major explosions, fuses and wiring, nervousness, nerves, habits and patterns, nerve patterns, daily errands, rumors, anxiety, and talking. I didn't really get a lot of stuff under Gemini, and actually I want to look at the, let's look at the moon, full moon in Gemini. I'm going to pause you guys while I pull that up on my screen. Okay, since I stopped doing the horoscope, I haven't been doing the new moon or the full moon reports either. I've been saving the astrology to help with my readings, because that's what I use it for anyways. But what I have here, let's see, knowledge and ideas. Oh, excuse me. Communicative. Knowledge and ideas, information overload, a message of unconditional love, okay, and informer, informants like narcs and whistleblowers. There could be, you know, writings, testimony. Oh wait, let me get, I'm getting ahead of myself. Teachers, writers, speakers, students, it's ways and ideas, teaching or learning theories and concepts, evidence, testimony, witness, studies, data, facts, communication, speech, speaking, or travel, knowledge, and intelligence, also as in life forms. Okay, I'm also hearing breeding, life forms, knowledge and intelligence as in life forms. So I don't know, testing out new life forms, or testing on life forms. Ugh, God, with Sagittarius, this would be big animals, whales, dogs, and horses, which we're already seeing. Oh God, now I'm feeling sick. That would be the anxieties coming in from the information overload. Too much TMS, TMS and TMI, too much info and too much stimulus combined. Twins and mini-me's attached at the hip, two of a kind, peas in a pod. Okay, the new moon in Gemini was back on June 3rd at 2019 at 12:02 a.m. Okay, whatever you began developing at this new moon, and you also want to look at the new moon in Sagittarius that we had back on November 26th. Okay, and I want to say establish, because that new moon was at 4 degrees, so it's about achievement, power, and a base, and looking forward. June 3rd. So you want to take those two things in combination, take a look at your chart and see what areas might be affected. Okay, let's see. Possibilities with accidents. There could be issues to your hands, your arms, your shoulders. You may be having respiratory issues. Whether it's a cold or a virus or allergies, and most likely allergies, but you could also be susceptible to strains and accidents involving your arms and hands, prone to bronchitis and other respiratory ailments like asthma, allergies, issues in the mouth, issues with your nervous system. And I think did I mention it the other day? We have Saturn. We've got Saturn action, so that could be like teeth in the area of the face, the nose, Venus. This could be our external appearance. So something could literally happen to your face or your skin in areas where you're like, oh, that doesn't look too pretty. Oh boy, fun. All right, let's see what else is going on. Some of you guys may have recently been like, I feel so ugly, and your partner's like, oh no, you're so beautiful, you're for me. You always look beautiful to me, it doesn't matter. Okay, so the third house is about communications, intellectual ability, siblings, friends, neighbors, and neighborhood, community, school, all the way up until college. Okay, and then the college continues, the higher learning. It would be Sagittarius, which is directly opposite of Gemini, the ninth house. Okay, six houses away from Gemini. Okay, and it's about the outside world, short trips, cars, buses, and trains, your ability to learn, the way your mind works, positive and negative thinking, reading, writing, talking, teaching, letters, magazines, newspapers, cheap paperback. Oh, and in addition to that, I want to say, we're still in Sagittarius Sun, so this can also be foreign and domestic. Also, they're your closest relatives or your nearest relatives. Like, let's say, your cousin lives, I don't know, 15 miles from you. You might be visiting with them. So it can talk about visits and visitation. Out of this world. Okay, so radios, televisions, and Walkmans. And with Sagittarius, it's all social media, all forms of social platforms also. Okay, what did I say? Oh, is ruled by Mercury, currently in Capricorn. Right? Yeah, oh no, Mercury's in Sagittarius. Excuse me, Venus is in Capricorn. I got those mixed up for a second. All right, let me shut up now. So tomorrow, when we have the full moon in Gemini, we've got a T-square that exits through Neptune and Pisces, okay, that includes that full moon and the sun. So we've got beginnings and endings. You're confused as to which way to travel. You may be presented with information. You may be nervous about something, waiting for information, or you may be presented with information that makes you nervous. Then we have what? Venus conjuncting Saturn that day. Oh, just so you guys know, there are no major transits happening today, although there are other energies present. And if you're wondering why I'm talking funny, I'm having an issue with my teeth. So it appears that I am having communication issues. Okay, so the Venus conjuncting Saturn can be locking up, shacking up. It can indicate union. It can indicate being responsible and committed to something that you love, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, an idea, or an energy. Okay, Venus is in Capricorn, so it is about taking care of your responsibilities and being personally responsible. Clarified journey, please. And Saturn is in its home sign of Capricorn, so this is, you know, the sugar daddy. This is the sugar daddy. Clarified journey, please. So first card was journey. This is comings and goings, arrivals and departures. This is physically leaving and physically coming. Okay, so with the physically coming, we have the sex card. So some of you guys could be making love and blossoming from that, like your relationship is getting closer. And right now, I want to say you're bonding extra. The sex can be spiritual at this time. It's because they bring my eye to the lotus, yeah. Some of you guys may be confused, wondering if it's sex or if it's really, truly love. Some of you guys could be journey, arrivals, and departures. This is physically departing on a trip. So, yeah, like I was saying, so for some of you guys, this sexual union is very spiritual. For others, if you guys have not had sex yet, then there is something so aesthetic and soothing and spiritual about your energies being together. You really click with somebody, or you might be traveling to see somebody or coming home from seeing somebody. Okay, or from bonding with somebody. Aww. So we got the Strength card. So somebody was just showered with love and attention, or they're about to be showered with love and attention on this travel. And the thing is, there was a transit about new beginnings. So some of you guys physically took a trip to bond, and it did. And the thing is, it kind of, in order to go on this trip, you really had to put on a brave face and suck it up. I know you've probably been really defensive and overprotective of yourself. And look, she's got her sword facing down. She had to stand her sword down and be brave and take a risk. So I just heard the Fool jumped. Okay, so this is very fortunate, benefic circumstances, and somebody's feeling good about dropping their defenses. Okay, then we got the Lover. So this could be, it could be about a Gemini. It could be about a Leo too, because the Strength card is present. And I'm only going to mention signs when I see the major arcana. Ooh, Princess of Swords. Ow, my tooth is really bothering me today. Weird. Okay, so the Lovers can be about habits and patterns attached at the hip. It can also be anxieties, nervousness, projection, and feeling like a victim. So victim mentality. It's also about making wise choices, because you have the wisdom to, and staying in your integrity. Okay, so somebody decided that they had to go see this person, and that they had to stand down with any previous ideas or knowledge in the way that they communicate, but they did pay attention. Okay, they may have had a few ideas about how things had clicked before, and they're determined to come together and promote harmony to grow from this. Okay, so they may have recognized that they were doing something that was out of alignment. So it gives a sense of having a second chance with another person. Could be two Geminis. Princess of Swords is also spying. So somebody could have been watching the action or reaction of somebody that they were interested in. Okay, this is the, let's see if you pass the test. Okay, and somebody must have did something satisfactory. You saw something, not you could have really, really liked it, or you saw something and you could have, oh, Capricorn, you could have criticized. You could have had a few things that you wanted to criticize them for, because look, the spy, the spy got she got her Medusa hat on, and she got her swords, and she's just ready to cut you if she sees anything wrong. Okay, Princess of Swords is protect your information. So somebody was really guarded, was really defensive until they knew for sure what this person operated like, or they could have gotten a glimpse of what this person was like on a daily basis, maybe a bigger dose than they wanted, but now realizing that they had to stand down. If they want to be together, they're going to have to make some kind of sacrifice when they weren't used to making sacrifices. Okay, not, but this is about love. There's, there's union here. There's a real opportunity for a genuine bond here. And it feels like and the funny thing is this person, you may have realized that you're more like this person than you had thought. In fact, you guys are so alike. You're complementary. You work well together. You guys can probably handle doing a lot together. Okay, so right here, I'm feeling compelled to tell you guys that one thing I've noticed is the sun signs. When the sun signs with your partner or your best friend or somebody that you genuinely love and can deal with on a day-to-day basis, from what I've seen, what I've noticed is the sun signs are generally 3 houses apart. Okay, so one person's sun sign and the second person's would be 1, 2, 3 signs away. Okay, so it's not necessarily 2 Geminis, although Gemini is already the 3rd house, but you guys really managed to mix well. Okay, so 3 houses away would be 30 and 60, which would be what? A sextile? A trine? A trine. I don't know. I'm not an astrologer. I don't know which one is which. Meaning that you guys work well together, and because you're in the 3rd house, you can run errands together. You can hang in this same friend circle. You can talk. And you guys are most likely probably best friends. So this doesn't have to be a love relationship or sexual. This can just be reuniting with somebody who is your mini-me, who's a lot like you. You have a lot in common. Okay, so I want to clarify toil and labor. We got toil and labor. So that when I see that, I think, automatic response. So that would be Capricorn. Choosing not because of money, but choosing because there's a physical manifestations of proof. Not necessarily money, but doing for, taking care, stepping up, owning and claiming without owning the person or claiming the person, but owning and claiming the relationship and the responsibilities, all the responsibilities that and details that come with that relationship. So you could be with somebody that has had a new addition to the home, or traveling to see somebody. You're the visitor. You might be visiting somebody, or somebody might be visiting you. Coming to check up on you. How you doing? Okay. Toil and labor. I'm trying to get a card on this, but I keep going back to these cards over here. Toil and labor is number 38. So that breaks down to 11. That's goals. Ooh, somebody is a person of action. Oh wow. So it appears King of Wands is dynamic action, taking charge, doing, and having a good attitude about it. Look, he's smiling. He's not angry at all. This person, wow. So they're looking at their relationship as an asset instead of a liability. From liability to asset. Okay, so now they're adding to that asset to help build it up. Because 11 is about goals. Okay, power in a new direction. The traveling of power. Powerful traveling. Somebody's working on a car. Somebody's working on getting a car for somebody so that they can have travel. You might have gotten a new car, or you might be about to get a new car. Christmas is coming up, guys. You may have that car with a bow. Okay, for some of you guys, they're showing me the black horse. For some of you guys, this is a motorcycle. Or it could literally be a horse. Or even a dog sled, you know? Toil and labor. Kitty cat. Could be a black kitty cat. Black velvet, my little smile. Black velvet, not so sudden step. A new religion will bring you to your knees. Black velvet, if you please. Yeah, somebody's working with a new religion or a new philosophy that they've recently discovered and they've put into action. They've made their judgment and they've realized that this is their next adventure also. Okay, coffin is reversed. So I was telling somebody something this morning about when you have more than 3 cards reversed. I found that it was indicative of psychic downloads, and that whatever came out reversed together, I mean, it doesn't work if it's 2 cards and then 1 card, that kind of deal. They have to come out together. If they come out together reversed, that's usually you're getting downloads, and in 2 to 3 days you'll be able to process and integrate, or the energies that are in that deck of reverse cards will come into play. Okay, but also too, it can signal that a planet is in retrograde. That is an extreme part of whatever this spread is telling. Okay, so today is the 10th. In 2 to 3 days, we will have the full moon in Gemini. Okay, on the 11th, the evening of the 11th, and the early morning of the 12th. And on the 13th, which is the traditional death card, because coffin almost represents the same thing. It can be Chiron is going direct in Aries, okay, and that's when we get an external showing, and it's at 1 degree, okay, so it's the beginning of showing who you really are, expressing your actual true identity without the poisoning of society and paradigms and all that shit. This is pure you, and you're moving forward with it, but it's not ending. There's still, there's still a couple of things happening, so be patient. Like I was saying, 2 to 3 days. Okay, with coffin, I want to say Rome is not built in 1 day. This is beginnings and endings. You see that? 1919. Guess what degree the full moon in Gemini is at? You got it. It's at 19 degrees. Okay, so beginnings and endings, moving forward with something new. It is reversed. So I want to say it's going to be during the day. This can represent the dark. This can represent nighttime. It can also represent 24 hours. But it's reversed. So I want to say at first light in 2 to 3 days. So literally in the morning, something's going to open. Undead. Oh boy. They're undead. For some of you guys, you may be realizing that you've been living as an old person, or some of you may be realizing that you haven't been living, okay? That you've been existing, Sun and Sagittarius, but not living, which would be this moon here in Gemini. So you may be getting information like, oh my gosh, I got to make my bucket list. What do I want to do? What do I want to do with my life? Okay. And others may be coming out of something, some drama, some tragedy, some tower action, and realizing that this is not the end of them. Okay. So I want to tell you guys right now, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But it feels like there could be whatever the full moon in Gemini, whatever house it lands in for you, it feels like this is the beginning of something, or it's a light, something, a door that you thought you had closed is now, this is resurrection, coming back to life, getting your groove back, basically, for some of you. Some of you who have been defensive in relationships and deciding to give it your best shot and see how it goes. You start getting your groove back. Ooh, King of Pentacles. Yep. Okay, so this person is invested in you every day. They're all in. I love it when we see the King of Wands and the King of Dis together. That means they're a go-getter. Okay. And I want to say we are rolling up on the Capricorn season. Venus is already in Capricorn, so taking care of what you love and who you love. Okay, they are willing to work for you, making that choice to view you as an asset rather than a liability. Okay, Coffin. Oh yeah, somebody hasn't decided. Look, Coffin is reversed, signifying that it's possible that something isn't ended, or something's being resurrected, or something's coming back around, or meaning that something can't finish until a planet goes direct. Okay, Two of Swords, a decision, peace. It's Moon in Libra. Balance. Somebody's finally giving to you in the manner that you've given to them, without bounds, without restrictions, without ties. They're handling their daily business in a personal way rather than handling their daily business with you as a business. Okay, now, I had some thoughts in my head this morning, and it was kind of like, previously this person may have acted like they owned you, or they were your boss, or they were, you know, or you were their, what do you call it, underling, or beneath you, or, you're not my fucking supervisor. I don't work for you. Don't think you can command me or have authority over you. Okay, so this person may have thought that they had this wrong idea about claiming you. They thought they owned you, and they thought that's how it's supposed to be. But after working on it, making the right choices, with you observing and holding your breath, standing down and letting them make their mistakes, asserting boundaries when necessary, but always, always moving forward. Simon says, move forward. I don't know why they're and I don't know what this wheel is, but I looked at it and I thought Simon. So it could be somebody's old man's name is Simon, or their love interest is Simon, or they could be saying, hey, you want to play Simon? Turn off the lights. I want to say romantic lighting, or like the room is darker than normal. Something about the lights being dim. Let's clarify Coffin reverse, please. Wait, my goodness, what a mess. Okay. Prince of Swords, the Empress, the Devil, and Five of Cups. So that looks like Saturnian. This looks like Venus conjunct Saturn. Prince of Swords is fighting for an idea. It is clear that ending the relationship has never crossed their mind. They love you. You're their goddess. You make everything beautiful for them. Okay, and they would literally, it feels like they would fight to the death for you. Or you're coming to realize that you make each other grow. Although this Prince of Swords can have a sharp tongue, and there's a double-edged sword quality to it. Like, you know, there's pros and cons. This person can be a sucky bitch. Okay, they have had a past pattern of unfulfilled wishes. They weren't happy in their past relationships. They weren't happy with themselves. And they're coming to a point where they're starting to do what's important to them, which is, you know, loving themselves more. What do you want? What do you want in this life? I want a life filled with the beauty. In some cases, this is a child, a partner, an animal, a property. Pretty bird. For some of you guys, it's a bird. How can I make her stay? How can I make her my empress? So somebody's working on making you their empress. I don't know if they're making plans like I need to do this, I need to do that, but they're definitely in a reflective to action state where they're making judgment calls, realizing that they're opening themselves up more when they invest in. They're finally starting to see the value of the relationship, not necessarily you. They see something in you, but they still have this tendency to bicker, criticize. But they're definitely keeping a check on it. They're checking themselves. Oh, that's the first time I've seen this. Look at this chain of triangles. So triangles have been coming up and pyramids have been coming up quite a bit. My name is Verushca, so it actually means trident. And it's also another name for the goddess Lakshmi. Triangle, triant, 3-point, tri-tip, 3. Ideas, creativity, 3rd house, Gemini. Okay, so for some of you guys, this could be important communication. Important communication in terms of work. I was getting layoffs and a layoff disclosure yesterday, like somebody was getting laid off or a company was closing its doors. With this, it's disappointment. Oh. Somebody may be grumbling about your choice of work. They're not satisfied with your choice of work. This is not a happy thing. They may feel like you don't work enough for them, but you're not subservient to them. So they may, I want to say, nag. They may say things like, that's not work, or you don't work. So yeah, there could be a reversion of old habits, a reoccurrence of something that's imbalanced. It could be due to fear. It could be due to fear, monetary issues. Let's see. But it could also be on a more positive note. Hold on, guys. It could also be, yeah, so like a subject or a topic is being broached again. It's coming up for a final closing out. That's usually what double-edged sword. So there could be some bickering about somebody thinks you're laxing too much, some criticizing. I want to say, okay, so in this picture, and I've never noticed this before also, I've never did take the time to stare at this deck, but you see the 3 cherubs? Like, one's got his hand on his hips, like, oh my god, really? And then this other one's like, I'm out of here, and then this one just took a dive, get me the hell out of here. So they're basically running away while this person is bitching, okay? And then I see this one right here, she's rubbing her belly, like, I've had it up to here, whatever, dude. I've got a lot of ideas. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm very comfortable. Look, the crown is about to be placed on her head. So if you are doing what you love, you are doing the right thing. Okay? You are crowning yourself. You're being crowned. Or you're going to be crowned. Because it's not on your head yet. But it feels like you're about to. And this person criticizing you, they may be working against you. Their energy may be working against you. You see how quickly these 3 cherubs ran out? The guy puts his sword up, a double-edged sword, and they're like, oh, fuck, I'm out of here. Okay, and then, you know, the Empress rubs her belly like, okay, whatever, dude. I'm gonna roll. I am not getting rid of this number 3 in my belly. Okay, I'm not getting rid of this child, this idea, this job, this work, this data. For some of you guys, it can be life path number 3. Okay, so you could be a teacher. You could be a student, you know, Gemini and the Venus energy. Learning, teaching. What is the symbolism of the triangle chain, though? I see that the triangle chain here is black and white. Okay, so what is that? Like the three-sided perspective? I also see the triangle as Uranus. So Uranus, black and white, enlightenment. Criticism leads to enlightenment. Unfulfilled wishes. Yeah, so it feels like a projection and an anger tirade. Somebody's bitching because you're not living up to their expectations. They may be bitching to, it could protection from unfulfilled wishes. Okay, so basically, they're not satisfied with what you do or with the amount of work that you do. Because the devil, Capricorn, they like you physical labor. Scandal. There's a scandal coming. Scandal. Black and white letter of the law. Okay, I want to read a little bit more into that. Scandal, action. The letter of the law. Somebody may be getting in trouble because of some illegal activity. And it's going to be like a black and white letter law. They're going to make, I feel like they're going to make an example out of them because of their past history. I'm going to do a little bit more channeling on that. But first, from our sponsors. Okay, so I asked for a final outcome and I got great fortune. Okay, so it's basically somebody is going to get what they deserved. Now, I threw it down on this card. So this turn of events, either your divine male is finally going to support you, and not necessarily financially, but they're realizing, you know, like I said, they're realizing that you're an asset, not a liability. That is going to give you a lot of relief. Okay, but I also said over here where somebody is not giving you credit for your talents and your abilities and your choice of work. So it kind of feels like, oh yeah, the Jupiter sextiling Uranus, a sudden stroke of luck. Okay, so this could be something big, and that's kind of what this great fortune is indicating. It's the stuff of legends, legacy, stuff of legacy. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Okay, Mentor of Cups and Ace of Cups. Mentor of Cups is someone with a sacred commitment to the sensuality. It's either you're enjoying the finer things in life or you're sinking into sybaritic excess, which is, you know, loving luxury or sensory pleasure, wanting too much or giving too much. Okay, let's see. Mars in Capricorn, and Mars is still in Scorpio right now, so just a second. I want to check something. So Mars moved into Scorpio last month. And I think it's in January. It finally moves into Sagittarius. So that would be still in Capricorn Sun season. So that would be 12th house, closing out a partnership or shutting down a partnership where you're going to be empowered. So I don't know, maybe you get to sell out, or maybe somebody completely sells out. Great fortune is a great reserve. This is like hitting the lottery or a jackpot, or, you know, gold, solid gold. And you do it by yourself. Or you don't do it by yourself. My mistake, excuse me. So the Three of Pentacles, this is work. There's more work to do. It's also cooperation and teamwork on something physical, or physical cooperation and teamwork. The head of the team. It's reversed though. So it's kind of like you could opt out of a particular team, or there could be, I want to say, an unfortunate event. Like I was saying, guys, there was layaways and business closings. So this could mean that you continue working by yourself. You continue working on yourself by yourself, and almost like your partner supports you. Your partner is now supporting you in what you do. Nurturing and healing of our own feelings, sensuality and sharing, loving without owning. I love myself too much. So there could be a fortunate option or a fortunate incident. Your partner could actually find something for you to do. You may or may not take it. I don't know. The Three of Pentacles is reversed. You may choose to work in the team, or you may choose not to work in the team, or you... Interesting. Eight to 3, ability to deal, reserve. Somebody may be needing a break very shortly, or somebody has just gotten a break, or they're going to need a break for self-care. You may have to take a couple days off of work to recover, to recoup. Or you may be recovering some self-respect for yourself. Look at that, a check. Yeah, you may have to take a couple days off to check something. Could be you're running errands, gathering information, physically hitting the pavement and getting paperwork, or going to this place and learning something. I want to say you're self-serving, but it's not in a bad way. You are doing for you. These are errands that you have to run by yourself. I want to say also in tandem, like if you are working with somebody, it's like, can you do this and I'll take care of this. So there is a sense of teamwork and working together, and sharing the responsibilities, sharing the errands. Then we have Two of Pentacles and Star. Okay, so this can be financial obligations, and I keep, every time I've seen this card lately, they keep putting my eyes to the diamond wedding ring in it. So this is a financial obligation, your chosen financial obligation. It's also paper money, so it can be a bond, it can be a check. You could be, they could be proposing to you. You could be getting a ring. You could be getting a ring, and it could be exactly what you hope for. So, you have now changed your status from liability and obligation to asset obligation, and it's promoting the idea in their head is that, you know, like I said, you are an asset, you are not a liability. We've made that switch. So once you have something that's an asset, you must take care of it, make sure it's clean and shiny and well cared for. Okay, this person can be an Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. This star card is about hopes and dreams. They choose you. It's been decided. I want to say you're now in their repertoire. You now are the repertoire. Standing rock. You are their rock, their solid rock. And I want to say, what else do I want to say? Social life, group, society, hopes, wishes, and friends. There can be, a lucky stroke of luck to your partner. There could be this opportunity. They may recommend you for something to somebody that they've done work for, possibly in the past. Okay, I want to get, we're about ready for Angel affirmation. So let's get some Archangel affirmation. Look at that. Victory. Archangel Sandalphon. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. Wow. Yeah, that's what this is. It's definitely something you're wishing for with the star card, yeah? You're wishing that you were obligated to each other. Committed, actually, not obligated. Because if you look at something as being obligatory, it becomes dull and dreaded and ungrateful, whereas if you can look at something like, I chose this, I'm not obligated to this, I want to do this. So it really is about choosing your allies, who is behind you all the way, 100%. But the thing is, you know, somebody's choosing you as their ally, and then they got to realize that they now have to become your ally if they want you to stay their ally. Ooh, claircognizance, the knowing, I love it. Archangel Uriel, pay attention to your thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. Okay, guys, so answered prayers and answered twice. Be very careful with your intentions and your communications at this time. Your words are very effective. So do your best to come from a place of integrity, from compassion, and from love and forgiveness. Okay, and always wake up every day knowing that it is a chance to be a rainbow in somebody's life, be an angel to somebody, answer somebody's prayer. That's what light workers do. We bring the light in the dark. Wow. Oh, something just occurred to me. This claircognizant, somebody, it could be that somebody that you're, this divine male that's in your vicinity, the main male in your life, somebody that they work with or somebody that they work for. You may You may channel something about them. You may get a special message around them. The mountain. Pile in the mountain. Pile on the mountain. What are they? There's a point. Everything comes to a point, an angelic point. Victory. Kind of weird. So I'm playing this cute little dragon game, and I noticed this morning that there was a rock formation like this, the triangles. Triangles and pyramids have been coming up quite a bit. I'm not sure what they mean, but you know, there are tri-tip, tri and triangle, and three. Gemini is third house, so there's a lot of hokey things going on. A lot of you guys could be getting a lot of signs, so pay attention to the signs and know that everything means something. It's all about when you see it, when you notice it. Like, you know, I could be sitting in the room and football's playing on the TV and I completely ignore it because frankly I don't give a fuck about football. I'd rather be playing the game than watching it on TV. But anyways, you know, the second I look up is when it's 11 minutes and 11 seconds on the clock, that kind of deal. And that actually happened this weekend. No matter where I go, I cannot escape any of the numbers. So when you guys do see those numbers, I want you to go, thank you, Spirit, I see you. Okay? Acknowledge that it's there. They will be tickled and they will send you more. Because once you recognize, it's like the first time you see something differently, then all of a sudden it changes, it completely changes your perspective. Okay? So pay attention to the messages and the signs that you're getting externally and internally. And guys, be careful out there on the road and with your words. All right. Love you guys. Take care.